Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner Classic, Lesser Known Classic. This is episode number 3571, Doubleshot 3465. I got two Wolverine trades, and both of them are the final trades for both these two respective series. One got a relaunch, the other one did not. First we have is Laura Kinney Wolverine Volume 2, My So-Called Perfect Life, which contains issues 6 to 10 of the series, which right after this, the book got relaunched as Laura Kinney Sabretooth, and then afterwards, after the miniseries was concluded, it was launched as a brand new ongoing series as Generation 23, which she is still referred to as Wolverine in that book, which thank you for not basically now. Anyways, so sorry about that. So in this particular trade here, so Erica Sanchez, still your writer, with Gaeta Bazavo on the artwork. So we started off basically with Laura, Gabby, and Wolverine all sharing a house praying for Christmas. Like, oh, same as Christmas? Nope, not really. It's a nice Christmas issue for the three of them. Yes, and well, also apparently there's a delivery person who's like, do I know you? Kinda. And the delivery person just happened to be Kamala Khan's Marvel, someone who Laura does know. And after all the Christmas presents are wrapped up, and then her former flame, Julian Heller, shows up, which of course the issue ends with them making out. Oh yeah, and Wolverine is keeping it together, and it's almost like he's ready to stab this man for basically making out with his daughter. Yeah. Just back up like, nope. Sorry I'm early, Mr. Howlett. Cheapest 20 minutes here. You see, Julian. Coast is clear, Gabby. Yeah. And of course you have Christmas, and then of course, apparently, sorry about that. Big flicker. So basically we have Julian decided to pose to Laura, which then supposedly then like, oh yeah, it's like, wait, these aren't right. Yep, and it turns out the whole thing is a dream. And so this was caused by what appears to be a Skrull who decides to reference the penultimate issue of Kelly Thompson's Cat Mara book, which apparently she was strong against a brood. Yeah, because basically like her and her father, they can both survive a basically having the brood inside their body gets the healing factor. She slices them up, of course. And like, seriously? Okay, that's something. Yeah, that was weird. Hang on a minute here. Yeah, my power decided to randomly decide to go up because it's raining out. Hang on. Oh, way to fix this. There you go. Now we got 78. Anyways, basically, we're going to try to finish this video here. So, yeah, so Laura decides to, oh, there, okay. Power was on. Okay. Here we go. Okay. So, yeah. So, Laura fights against his facility and fights against them, and she gets down and she's walking on the street basically in her underwear. Yes. In her underwear. And then, of course, basically, then she, now, you were thinking like, okay, so the book started with a team up, like team with Elektra in the first, she's Elektra. You have the Elektra in the first three issues of the book, and you have Bucky in issues 4 and 5. Here, no team up. It's like we're just having her fight up against this other guy here. And then, by sheer randomness, let's have her ditch the Wolverine costume for the her X-Force costume with the Domino mask when she was X-23. Yeah, have her wear this outfit. I guess because the Rare felt as though, hey, the book was ending, let's have her wear this costume again, even though that she also in her first ongoing as Wolverine, where in that book, she also switched costumes as well. During the last, 10 issues of the book, she's had to randomly change costumes. Because she's going to be bulletproof, because every time she's shot, this record bullet, her body is perfectly fine, her clothes torn up. And she has to wear a bulletproof outfit because of that. This wife actually perfectly fine afterwards. Her father also basically wore a bulletproof suit too, because he had no hit factor. So, and basically have her deal with these other people. Five gets everything. He'll work with this guy here who just met, and well, then of course basically she reunites with Gabby, who face is damaged. Yes, her face is damaged here. And then, of course, with the next issue, her face gets fixed. Yep. Yeah, her face gets fixed. Yeah, it's damaged, but thanks, of course, to a... I think it's a drug, I think it is, that she takes. So, at least, I think someone has a healing... let's see. I know it gets fixed here. Oh, yeah, it gets fixed by Clea Strange. Yep, she's here. It's like, wow. Back to Tampa aspect here, and then her using the power to basically heal Gabby's body, she restored back normal, and then of course basically Cigar took Gabby, and of course basically Laura has to go rescue her. Oh yeah, and also she's working here with, of all people, the son of Dracula, Zeus, who is the main villain of the Cursed Mutants crossover, who was brought back during the events of Blood Hunt. Yes, a crossover done by Jed MacKay, and it's kind of weird because he used that excuse to bring back Moon Knight because he died prior to that at the end of his own book, and he used that book to basically bring him back. So, yeah. So, then working with Clea and Exusis, they basically go rescue Gabby. By Advocates is one person. Zeus has his own eye beams. Gabby is restored. And they carry up a little bow. And then basically next comes Edge of Evolution, which, yeah, they decided to collect that, not in here for some reason. They collect that in the Age of Illusion trades for reasons. So, this book is pretty good. Nice book. I enjoyed it. Give roughly a 9 out of 10. Final thoughts on this book. Really fun. I definitely think basic giving Laura back her ongoing series was a smart move on the part of Marvel Comics to do. I kind of wish basically it would last longer than 10 issues. Also, I would have thought it would have continued after Age of Illusion because X-Men, Uncanny X-Men, and Wolverine, these books went hiatus for 3 months, and then they came back with a numbering, no problem. But did Laura's? No. Do not know why for Laura, though she got another series now, done by Jody Houser now. Yes. Erica Sanchez read the book anymore. Now, was the book a terrible seller? I don't think so. I wouldn't think that the book sold terribly. I think the only reason the book ended because of Age of Illusion. That was primarily the reason why. It was not because of sales. It's because Age of Illusion had the basically accent titles. And some of them didn't come back. This book did not come back, but Laura having an ongoing series, that did come back. This next book did not come back. Once the book ended, it never returned. Next we have is the third and final trade for Hellverine. This collected issues 6 through 10 of Hellverine Volume 2. And this book is Hellverine, Hell Hulk Unleashed. Yes, this book is written by Ben Percy. Artwork by Brian Fazila. So, the book is a little bit better because she's basically because basically it's not like the way most books start. Basically, you just have Daken deal with like random human traffickers in the opening issues, and then eventually do something interesting. Because I mentioned before when I reviewed the previous trade for this one that this book felt a lot like, of all books, basically Ben Percy's one for Ghost Rider. Felt okay, not terrible per se. It's just that it wasn't anything really big to write home about. It wasn't terrible per se, no. But this book felt like definitely improvement. Sad the book ended with issue 10, despite having improvement. So, yeah, he works with this guy called Seventh, basically after Hellhulk, because why not? And then Daken becomes basically Hellverine. And here's Hellhulk, this giant creature they have to deal with here. And that's your threat for pretty much a lot of this book, is basically you have Daken fighting this creature, so he's easily defeated. And basically we're trying to deal with the peace of this guy, this Hellhulk. It felt as though with this character, you feel like a leftover from the Immortal Hulk series, because the whole Hellhulk thing. That's what this character felt like. It felt like it was left over from that book. It kind of was, because there kind of was a Hellhulk, and I guess Ben Percy felt as though, hey, why not have Doc and kill him off? Okay, fine. And they pretty much deal with him for pretty much the remainder of this book. Yeah, I've been riding a motorcycle, obviously. And Seven herself basically is still with Daken. Oh yeah, and also a woman named Aurora shows up, makes out with Daken. Like, yeah, it's something different because basically he's also a demon now. And oh yeah, Aurora. I think this is one of the. I think Aurora, if I remember correctly, I think this is actually the same woman who was part of Alpha Flight with her brother Northstar. Except Northstar is not part of Alpha Flight anymore. He is part of the X-Men, though he's not doing much nowadays. Surprisingly, no, he is not. So Daken rides his motorcycle. Make sure it stays on here. Yeah, and fights off against a snake with a snare snake of his mouth. Yeah, we have to deal with that. Aurora. Then pretty much the book wraps up with him dealing with Fisto. You think by the end of the book, like, oh, well, did he get rid of the demon by the end of the book? Well, I'll tell you. So, do his chain stuff, and then by the end of the book, basically, he is the way the arc presents it doesn't seem like he's liberated from the actual creature. I think he's still got his body, but kind of basically left it like, okay, is he freed from the demon? It's not very clear with this book. Unlike the original Hell Wolverine, which basically was demons possessing the body Wolverine to basically kill people. Like, I believe he used that body to kill Silver Samurai originally, before he was randomly brought back across. But in the case of Doc himself, well, I do appreciate for this book, because of my final thoughts. I'm giving the book roughly a 8.5 out of 10. So final thoughts on this book. So, did I think the book was necessary to come out? My guess is Marvel decided to unleash this book because it was something Ben Percy set up in the Weapons of Vengeance crossover. So, and my guess is he probably will continue doing Ghost Rider and doing Wolverine, even though he wrapped up his runs with both titles. So I guess he felt as though take two concepts combined to one. Have basically Ghost Rider and write a Wolverine. And the Wolverine happens to be Daken, Wolverine's son. And in the case of the Ghost Rider aspect, let's have some demon that he created for the crossover be basically Daken be the host of this creature, become his own version of a Ghost Rider, basically a Spirit of Vengeance. Kinda, but he's, if I remember, I think he's listed as official Spirit of Vengeance, so like he's a recent creation. He's not like the one character who is Vengeance or the other characters who are Ghost Riders. You could say Daken is kind of a Ghost Rider, but the thing is, basically, he's not wearing the same suits. He doesn't have spiky shoulder pads. Oh, spiky shoulders for a jacket. He is pretty much wearing the outfit he normally wears, except the outfit itself was the outfit his father wore when he stole the costume from... Because basically, he was known as Fang. So, basically, this was I remember this costume that Wolverine stole this and won the Imperial Guard. I'm guessing he must have kept the costume for years, and Doc must have found it in some drawer someplace and decided to wear the damn thing, because if you're even the X-Factor book, the man didn't wear a shirt at all. In this book, basically, he wears basically fully clothed, has a Wolverine suit, and all in all, basically, this book was interesting at best. It wasn't a terrible read, and since I had to look at my phone, because basically, no power, no Wi-Fi, so let's take a look and see exactly what Ben Percy does next. I think he's writing Punisher right now. Yes, that's what the book he's writing right now is Punisher. He's also doing some Predator books right now. I'm thinking like, aside from doing Daredevil, not Daredevil, I think he's also doing Wade Wilson Deadpool. Yes. Yeah, I believe so, because he himself basically is somebody who, if I remember what he told me, he felt as though basically Marvel treats more respect than, let's say, DC ever did. Yes. That's what he described it to me when I met him one time. Despite the fact he did appreciate me telling him that I really enjoy his DC works, and of course his work with Ghost Rider. So after Hellverine wrapped up, they immediately released Punisher Red Band, and also that he was doing Dip Wolverine at the same time. That wrapped up too. So he also did Predator Kid Marvel Universe, and he also worked on the Red Hulk book. But currently he's just working on Punisher, Wade Wilson Deadpool. He's doing both those two books. He also did a Star Wars miniseries, Star Wars Shadow of Maul, and that's been it. But in the case of Punisher, his book itself has been a few issues in, and apparently he's going to be doing a part of the Midnight stuff Hickman is doing with Midnight Fantastic Four, which the whole thing of this one is that pretty much basically with the whole thing of this crossover is that this is going to be John Hickman's reshaping of the horror side of Marvel Comics, because first they were the X-Men, which somewhat successful, despite the fact it's been very mixedly received. Cosmic, they pivoted for reasons, because he said all these books up after Imperial, and guess what? Every single one that was made ongoing got axed after 6 issues, like Planet She-Hulk and Nova Centaurian, both axed after only releasing 6 issues. And I don't blame the books for that part. I blame Marvel for not marketing them, because that's a problem with Marvel Comics. There are just way too many books on shelves. Way too many books. Like at times, basically, I'm reading, like, for these books online, I'm reading roughly about almost 20 books a week. There was at one point, it was like 30 books. Yeah, it was roughly like about 30 books. But I remember they used to do this thing when Marvel released like a lot of books on the 3rd week of the month. How many per se? About 25 books in 1 week. Even though the other weeks basically don't release a lot per se, I'm sure a lot of people are like, excuse me, Marvel, can you take those books you released there? We can basically just take those books, put it like in the 1st, 2nd, 4th week. And I guess Marvel has done that, kind of, but they still release too many books. That's the thing. And a lot of them don't sell very well, sadly. Also, currently, for ongoing for X-Men, you just have Uncanny X-Men, Inglorious X-Force, Wolverine, Wade Wilson Deadpool, and that's it. 5 ongoing series. When From the Ashes started, there was about 10, 15 ongoing. Now they just reduced it because the books weren't selling very well, and it wasn't the writer's fault. Oh no, it was not the writer's fault for the books not selling very well. It was Marvel's marketing strategy. Yeah, and now they're more focused on doing limited series, which, fine, don't have an issue at all. But, yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, to notifications. As for when they release in their video, it probably happened when the power comes back on and my Wi-Fi. Okay? But see you next video. Bye.